Hey, I had to realize that my problems weren't a punishment. They were just, they were just teaching me and building me to be what I need to be in order for me to conquer all the shit I need to conquer later on in life. You see what I'm saying? So you might be going through some shit where you like, damn, man, this shit is pressure. This shit, I don't know if I'm gonna make it through this shit. You're gonna make it through that shit, man. Listen, man, it's already written for you. You know what I'm saying? So what I feel like is like, I used to think, damn, like, are these problems, like, why am I facing these problems? Why? And this and that. And like, I'm over here asking why, and I'm not, realizing that this is what's building me up for me to be a man, for me to, be ready for the next battle that is going to be way easier now that I've been through something that's so, so stressful, so tragic, so, so hurtful, whatever it is, painful, Now, when something else comes around, I'm like, oh, this ain't shit. I done been through worse. And while other people are like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna get through it. You know what I'm saying? You're like, oh, hell no, I've been through worse, man. This ain't, what? This a walk in the park. You know what I'm saying? So I had to realize, like, that my problems that I'm facing aren't a punishment. You know what I'm saying? They're learning lessons and they're preparing me for later on. And I'm glad I went through certain problems, because now, I go through life and I'm like, I'm not really worried about a lot of stuff. The average person is gonna worry about certain things, and I don't really be worrying about certain things that people worry about, because I done been through so much of things that would break a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Would shatter you, bro. And it broke me, but like, I held on strong and I rebuilt myself and I came back stronger. You know what I'm saying? So if you're looking at it like a punishment, I would advise you to not. You know what I'm saying? I would advise you to not, because you're going to stress yourself out more. You're going to be more hard on yourself. It's going to be harder, the situation. But, just remember, man, that you could get through anything in life, man, and you could keep on pushing, and you got to learn how to deal with things, and it'll become easier for you to, deal with other things that come in life, because life never stops throwing you, problems. Like, no matter what level you at or where you're at in life or how you are in life, if you got a good attitude, bad attitude, you're always gonna face problems. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times, like, the problems would arise and you'd be like, damn, like, bro, I don't know how I'm gonna get through this one, bro. But that's what you said last time about the last problem. You see what I'm saying? So if you just think, hold up, I said that last time and got through this shit, man, I'm gonna get through this one. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get through this one, because I got through the last one, and the last one I was like, yo, I don't know if I'm gonna get through this joint, but I got through it. You know what I'm saying? I got through it. So with that being said, man, like, anything else that arises, that comes your way, man, just face it head on. You might be scared, you got fear in your heart, it might be pain, you might be hurt, whatever it is, man, just know it's not a punishment. It's gonna be preparing you for your next battles. You know what I'm saying? Every battle you go through makes you stronger, makes you a stronger soldier. So keep on battling, you know what I'm saying? Don't give up. Definitely don't give up. And I'm glad, like, young, I went through a lot of things that were like, damn, like, hurtful and painful and like a slap in the face, you know what I'm saying? I got like a reality check in my life, and I'm glad for that, because nowadays, there's certain problems that happen in my life, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm stressed out, but nah, this ain't as bad. This ain't too bad, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't be mad, So I feel like I look back now and realize, damn, that shit just made me stronger. That shit just prepared me for all this, for the world, you know what I'm saying? For everything in the world, for me to be like, man, I'm a warrior, you know what I'm saying? I ain't worried about it, it's whatever, So, but at the time, man, back then I used to think like I felt like my world was crushed, I felt like, damn, this is it, this is the end. Like, I don't know how I'm gonna get out of this one, and this might end horribly, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes, it does like things happen to where like something happens crazy and you're like, fuck, you know what I'm saying? But hey, you got to keep pushing, because like what you gonna do, you know? You can't just quit, you can't just stay where you're at, you just got to go through it, you know? Somebody, you know, an older dude once told me, man, I like to call him an OG once told me, he was like, man, listen, you got to run through them problems, man. You can't run from your problems, you got to run through them. You know what I'm saying? Run through them problems, man. Don't run away. You know what I'm saying? Don't run away. And it's true, man. You got to run through them, because you're going to run away, and then eventually in life, it's going to throw you that thing again. And until you got to face it, man. You got to face it. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I never think about certain, like, you know, certain things as a punishment, because I just live and I learn, man, you know, and I try to get better with every experience, and I try to go harder every time, you know what I'm saying? And it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? Like, things are gonna happen, and you know, some things in life you can't stop from happening. So just keep your head up, man. Just keep your head up. And like I always say in all my videos, man, if you watch my videos, I always like to say this, man. No soldier wins the battle with his head down, man. Keep your head up. Keep your head up and keep fighting. You know what I'm saying? The soldier, he got his head up with his helmet on. He's shooting and fighting, and he's doing what he got to do. He got his head up. If he got his head down, he's going to get shot. And he's not knowing where he's going. You know what I'm saying? Keep your head up, man. Keep your head up, you know. And that comes from a story, man, where I was in a fucked up place, you know, and I had my head down, and I was just thinking about my life and stuff. And, you know, OG came to me, and he was like, yo, man, hey, lift your head up, man. No soldier ever won a battle with his head down. And, you know, that shit just changed my whole world. Like, when he said that, was like crazy, you know what I'm saying? It was like, damn, true shit, you know? But, you know, everything's preparing you, man, for life, you know what I'm saying? You might be going through something. Let's say you go through something today, right? You know, you might have, I don't know, you might have lost somebody. You might have crashed your car. You might have, let's say, you missed a bill or something, you know what I'm saying? Later on, that could be used, you know, that's a lesson for you. But that could be used to help somebody else, you know? Now you could be like, nah, bro, I remember when, you know, that happened to me and this and that. But listen, man, just keep going. Now you could inspire somebody else. You can help somebody else, you know? Like all my wrongs, all my L's, you know, which I call them lessons, but they're both sided. It's like losses, but lessons, you know what I'm saying? I could teach somebody from that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I could tell people, like, yo, you know, one split decision, bro, or laying your ass in, you know, in the can, and you're gonna be wasting your time, you know what I'm saying? And you prove to that person that, yeah, you're living like that, and then you gotta go to this place where they don't care how you living, and you gotta prove it a million more times, you know what I'm saying? So you wasting your time, really. You'll never stop proving yourself. So, you know, sometimes you gotta let certain things go, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, like, that's just, you know, with my experiences in life, I could, you know, preach that, because I've been through it, to where I make a split decision and it changed my whole life. And at the end of the day, it's not even worth it. You know what I'm saying? It's not even worth it. So yeah, man, I like to take my lessons and, like, you know, preach it to other people so I can help other people, you know what I'm saying? And I know, like, I went through that battle, I went through that thing, and it helped me to get better. It helped me to deal with other situations, and it helped me to help other people also, you know, because now I could, you know, like I said, put my 2 cents in and, you know, let you know what I think about it, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, whenever you know, think problems is too crazy and this and that, just keep going, man, because we all got problems. No matter if you got money, you don't got money, there's always a problem, there's always an issue. And it's all about how you deal with that issue, you know. But don't look at your problems as, you know, a punishment. You know what I'm saying? Unless you done, you know, done some crazy stuff and, you know what I'm saying, go out there and kill somebody or something like that, then it's like, you know, you kind of asking for it. But life is always throwing you, you know, things. So don't look at it as like, oh, why me? Like, you becoming stronger. You know, you might have asked for something, you know, in the world to God or whatever, you know, how, like whatever you believe in, you might have asked for, damn, I want this and that. But you got to be, you know, you got to be that person to be able to maintain that. You know what I'm saying? It's like you ask for a relationship, man, I want love, I want a girl, this and that. Or if you're a girl, I want a boyfriend and this and that. Well, you know, life is going to test you like, all right, you know, let's see if you're built for this. You know what I'm saying? Let's see if you're ready for this, you know? And it'll throw you tests and stuff to see if you really want it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you know, those are the tests to see if you ready. You know, you got to even believe in yourself and be like, yeah, I'm ready. You know what I'm saying? And it'll become much easier. So, you know, don't look at things as a punishment. You know what I'm saying? Just learn from it and keep on going and keep going hard and keep your head up, man. Keep your head up, soldier. You know what I'm saying? And keep fighting. You know what I'm saying? And God bless.